I'm now going to hand it over to our Assistant Principal for Wellbeing, Miss Bridget Riley. So welcome. Welcome, Mrs. Riley.
Thank you,
I'll
Phoebe.
let you explain what you do here, and I believe there is a question, so I'll let you explain what we do here for our student wellbeing at the college, and then I'll ask the question that's being sent through. So
Thanks.
I'll hand it over.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Phoebe. Well, good morning, everyone. It really is my privilege to address you all this morning. My role at Mary MacKillop Catholic College is Assistant Principal in the Junior School for Wellbeing. So today I'm going to speak a little bit about how we prioritise wellbeing of all children who are attending our college. It's essential for our leadership team and for the people of Mary MacKillop that wellbeing, teaching and learning, and academic and spiritual growth are all intertwined together. So not one pillar stands on its own, but they cross over and work together. So to help you understand how this might look on a daily basis for your child, I would like to talk you through 3 of our priorities that we use to support, guide and track every student at Mary MacKillop from prep all the way through to Year 12. So one of our really big priorities is the teaching and monitoring of all children using a scale that's called Bettles. So what this does is it enables our staff to monitor, to support, to guide your child for their emotions, their behaviour, their thoughts, their learnings and their social interactions that they have with each other. This also enables us and gives us the information and the data to provide whole class lessons, maybe small group interventions, either in or out of the classroom, and also any individual support that children may be requiring in any of these areas. A second priority for us at Mary MacKillop Catholic College is our whole college merit system. So this is where students are acknowledged and recognised for what we have named our positive learning behaviours. So these behaviours have been written specifically for our college, and they are specific to year levels. So depending on the age of your child, they would be exposed to a range of positive learning behaviours. Now what these do is they tool them up. They give them the skills to access their learning in a positive and proactive way. So every week in the junior school, so in prep through to Year 6, it looks a little bit different in senior, a positive learning behaviour is prioritised for us. And this remains a focus for the entire week, and it assists the children to understand themselves as a learner. Because if I know as much as I can about myself and what skills I need to access learning, then I'm going to have much more success when it comes to my writing or my reading, accessing any parts of the curriculum. So every term we have targets and they're set by our class teachers, and then the children have an opportunity to earn Joey points. Our school is a St Joseph school, so we have branded Joey points. So children receive a certificate, they can build up to a ribbon or a Joey badge if they are really successful in displaying these positive learning behaviours. Now I know we have had a question come through and it's always a really question that's usually asked at our open days. So for the person who asked that, thank you so much. What I'm going to firstly do is I'm going to talk to you about our whole college framework, and then I'll nut down a little bit to the question, if that's okay, Phoebe.
Yeah, so I'll just let everyone else
Great,
know what the
thank
question
you.
is. So the question that's been asked is, what is our bullying policy in our early years and how is it handled? So I'll let you answer that.
Yes, so I'll answer it in a long way, because I really want to talk to you about what we have as a college wellbeing framework. So this framework outlines policy and procedure for behaviour management, and part of that behaviour management framework covers bullying. So the approach that is adopted by our college is proactive. So we set expectations, we teach learning behaviours, and we support our students, and we know that what we expect, the majority of our students will meet. However, and this touches on this question a little bit, we know that life really is a journey, and that will be times where your child may require support with behaviour, or you feel that they're in a situation where they are being bullied, or your child is affected by the behaviours and actions of another student. So what our framework does, it maps out in a very clear way guidelines to support this. So we have our proactive approach with our be safe, be respectful, be a learner, and our positive learning behaviours. But we also have a very systematic approach to what happens if you feel that your child is either bullying a child or is being bullied themselves. And we have what's called a responses to inappropriate behaviour flowchart. So if you were to come to your class teacher and say, look, I'm really concerned about my child, they've been telling me that this has been happening in the prep or the grade 1 or 2 playground, can you please help me with this? I'm not quite sure what to do. So that teacher, to ensure that there was equity for every child that this may happen to, that teacher would then refer to our process for inappropriate behaviour or unacceptable behaviour, and we would begin what is a little bit like an investigation, for want of a better word, where we look exactly what's going on with this child. So that might include playground observations, class observations, interviews, interviews with students who that child interacts with daily, and we try and find out exactly what's going on. Once we know what's going on, then we work proactively as a team. So we often work with our college counsellors, our learning support teacher, families, and we put a plan in place. So we put a plan in place for the child who is being bullied or the children who feel that they are being a victim of bullying, but we also put a plan in place for the person who's doing this, because we want to teach everyone the skills and the strategies to handle scenarios that occur. Is that, Phoebe, is that answering the question that's come through? I think that answers it perfectly. Yeah, if you have another question about that, please push it through and we can answer that for you. If you want to have a look at our framework, it's actually on our college website, and it's under the heading of policies. So you go to About Us, policies and reports, and it's called the Wellbeing Framework. So please have a look at it. It is all there. Contact the college if you have any questions. So I'm just about to finish up, but I mentioned a word before, and that was journey, that every child embarks on in their school journey. So our college counsellors are a really integral part of supporting all of our students at Mary MacKillop Catholic College. So we have Cara Saunders and Dr. Jasmine Slack-Smith, and their main area that they work from is in an area that we've called Emmaus. As a Catholic school, we're guided by gospel values, and Emmaus is about a journey that Jesus took. And so every child at some stage of their education is going to require support. And so we don't call it counselling per se or learning support. We call it that they're going to Emmaus because they're on a journey to be the best person they can be, developing that whole child that Mr. Gabbett talked about. So shall we go through and find them?
Sounds great.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Head down there then. This is Mrs. Cara Saunders and Dr. Jasmine Slack-Smith, so I'm going to hand it over to them to do a little bit of explaining what they do here at the college.
Sure. So I'm Cara Saunders and I'm Jasmine Slack-Smith, and we're the college guidance counsellors. We're both clinical psychologists, and we're really fortunate here at Mary MacKillop to have two of us, to also have that really proactive focus on wellbeing and prioritising the wellbeing of all students. So we get to work with students across the college, junior and senior, in every area really, and it's,
So we've got a really beautiful counselling room that we're going to show you in a minute. So that's where we provide a really, a warm and supportive and proactive intervention for students individually or parents if that's necessary. We also do assessments in that space. We also provide a tier 2 or a less intensive support service for students if we identify the need that potentially there's a theme that emerges between a group of students. So we are then again lucky to have the opportunity to provide a targeted intervention for those students.
We've done similar things across the junior and senior schools. So for example, anxiety is a really common need for young people, and we run some individual groups based on anxiety, and also resilience skills and other really targeted interventions that we often develop ourselves.
And we get the opportunity to review data that is collected throughout the year to really inform the development of those targeted interventions. But largely, and what we really value and are grateful to have the opportunity to do, is to work with all students, irrespective of their position along the mental health continuum. We provide a lot of proactive skill-based and education sessions in the classroom so that all students have the opportunity to learn skills and to, I guess, benefit from what we think are really useful pieces of knowledge and information to support their development as we work supportively with the whole of the college to educate the whole child.
And I think it really, shows children and young people from a young age that wellbeing matters. And that's, it's really great that we're proactive about that.
So we can show you our counselling room on your way out. So it's just through here. So this is where we get to sit with the students, and we mix it up occasionally to make sure it suits whether they're a preppy or a Year 12 student.
Thank you very much, ladies. Again, we're very lucky to have you here at the college, so our students obviously benefit from prep through to Year 12. Thank you so much for that information. Alright, so now we're going to head down to our McKillop Centre, and along the way we're going to pass through our Year 3 to 6 classrooms. Now, you may have noticed along our journey so far that most of our areas are named after Australian places or lakes, mountains. So we have a very strong tie towards Mary MacKillop. She was the first saint, and she is also our patron saint of the college. So we're going to pass through an area called Kakadu on our way to the MacKillop Centre, and I will see you there shortly. So I'll lead you out here.